Today in the Food Nanny Kitchen, we're going to be making these, my French baguettes that only take 30 minutes from start to finish. So grab your flour, get in the kitchen with me. We're making these today because they are oh so delicious and oh so easy. I love to use obviously my Kamut flour, but you can use any flour you have. It's gonna be so great. The ingredients that you need is yeast. My favorite is Red Star, water, sugar, salt, and flour. That's it. Let's get making this French baguette. Let's start with the yeast. This is the first thing that you need to know. So water temp is a very important thing when you're dealing with yeast. So I like to reference it as like testing it on your wrist like a baby's bath or a baby's bottle to get the exact perfect temperature. Now I have a recipe in my cookbook, but my new thing is that I like to double it because wait till you see these babies. They're bigger, they're better, they're fatter. It's just better. So I'm doubling it. So we've got 1 cup of warm water. We're gonna add 3 tablespoons of yeast, okay? And then we're gonna add a little bit of sugar. Not all of my bread recipes add sugar, but it just makes it happy. So then you just wanna gently fold in the yeast. You don't wanna overmix it. And then what I like to do is you put a lid on top to trap the heat. And we're just gonna wait and it's gonna go fast. If it doesn't, then your water temperature was wrong. Start over. Like I'm talking like 2 minutes. This will go active quickly. 2 to 5 minutes, you've got the perfect yeast. I mean, even already, look what it's doing. See that? See how it's already getting bubbly? Look at that yeast. It's ready. It's perfect. Now we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients in the bowl. We're gonna add 4 teaspoons of sugar, because remember I'm doubling this, but I have noticed with my French salt, it's pretty powerful. Don't do the 4 teaspoons of salt when you double it. The 2 is still very good. Don't ask me why, but it's just, yeah, I've just, trial and error. Now, you wanna make sure you add your flour. And remember, I'm using Kamut because I think it's the best flour in the whole wide world, but you can be doing whatever flour you have. But you can't add yeast on top of salt because it kills it. So you have to make sure to add your flour, mix it in the salt because you can't add the yeast directly on the salt. Now we're going to add this, just like that. Give it a nice mix. We're gonna have to add more flour because 2 cups is not enough. We're gonna add probably about 3 to 4. Now we're going to add 2 more cups of warm water, the exact same temperature that you had for your yeast. So we're just gonna mix this up. See how it's soupy? We've gotta add our other 2 cups. Always take it slow with the flour, always. You can always add more, you can't take away. So let's see what 1 more cup does for us. Look at this. So simple. Let me move that. Okay, we're on our 4th cup. Same rules that I always talk about. When your bread starts to come away from the sides of the bowl, you know you've added enough. Because you have to remember that when you then knead it on the counter, you're gonna be adding more flour there as well, okay? So we're just gonna add a little bit more, still a little bit sticky, but taking it super nice and slow. It's not a workout. I'm not at the gym today. I'm baking bread today. Do I always say that? I think I do, but it's true. Look at that, see? It's coming away from the sides of the bowl, but we're going to add more on the counter. This needs to be a little bit of a more stiffer kind of dough, right? Okay, so now we're gonna take it out, little more flour. So now we're gonna knead. The way that I knead fast, quick. You're adding some more flour, but you're just wanting to get a nice, soft, pliable dough. The only part that you have to wait is after we divide these up, we're gonna put them into the pans and let them rise. That's it. Come on. I have been making these, true fact, since I was 11 years old. 11. So don't tell me you can't do it. and it's super just fun to do. Whenever you need a quick, easy bread with any kind of dinner, a salad, a soup, the possibilities are endless. And then it's like, oh, let me just whip up some bread in 30 minutes and you look like you're super fancy, super cool, super domestic. Now we are taking my dough scraper. You have to have a dough scraper in your home, have to. Divide your dough, it cleans up the bread, like you gotta have one. And it's cool because these are now USA made by our dough hook guy. So we're gonna divide this. You can make these into 2 massive ones, but I like 4. And like I said, now that I've doubled the recipe, they're just fatter, bigger, cooler. I'm obsessed. The dog's barking, he can smell the bread, and he knows that I'm a sucker and I give him some. Stop it, Louie. He doesn't listen to me. We're now gonna pinch around the dough, just like I shape all my bread, super easy. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this into like a long rope. So what you do is you push from the middle out, just like this. So just keep going, the middle out, until you get about the length of your pan. Now these are my special pans. We sell these, we're gonna have more in stock very soon. How to get a new machine, you know all the drama. When you're doing your own business, but if you don't have these, you can do it on a cookie sheet. So don't feel discouraged. They'll still taste the same. They just won't keep their exact shape, okay? I've already greased these pans. Make sure to grease them. And we're just gonna put them in the pan. So we're just gonna do the same thing, okay? So this recipe is actually from a real French woman. It's over 150 years old. How cool is that? My mom got this, and then we've now been making these for over 40 years ourselves. And they're just the best. But a cool fun fact about France, when you go, because there's no preservative, did you notice that in the bread? Because it's only water, yeast, flour, and salt, there's no preservative in it. It doesn't stay fresh as long as your other bread, right? And so in France, they literally take them off the shelves of the stores, the bakeries, 2 hours. 2 hours later. That's not fresh anymore at that point. The next day, when they're old baguettes, you can use these as croissants in your salad. You can make French toast. There's a million options with this, okay? So I'm just gonna do, normally you can do a long line, I'll show you. Okay, or my new thing is I just like to put slits down the whole thing. Just, I'm really fancy like that. But you just need to make sure that you cut it to let the air release somehow. And then we're gonna cover with a dish towel. This is the only part they have to rice. So this takes about 15 minutes. I'll show you how you then know it's ready to go into the oven. That's it. These went so fast. That was like 15 minutes, maybe not even, because my kitchen is super warm. When you're making bread, your house needs to be like at least 72 degrees, and then it's very happy. So look, I'm gonna show you when you know that your bread is ready for the oven. You poke a hole, and if the indent stays and doesn't come completely out, it's ready. We're gonna put them in the oven now, the bottom rack, just so you know. But another hot tip, you know how I love to give you all the hot tips. If you feel like they don't really get crispy, turn up your oven. I've noticed that the hotter you turn up your oven, the crispier they'll get. I used to do the little shallow pan of water. You really don't have to do that. Just turn up the heat. So I've got mine at like 450, and I love to bake my bread on convection. I think our bread is ready. Look at that. You want to know?
You can take it out again.
Why did it do that? Oh my gosh. They cleaned my oven yesterday and didn't put it back in the rack thing. Look at the bread. Nice and brown. And look, you want the bottoms to look like that. And then see, crispy. A lot of you tell me that it's hard to get it crispy, and I'm like, just turn it up in your oven. I don't really use a timer because I'm super good. Like I almost have like a sixth sense of like the oven and I are one when we're baking. But it takes about 15 to 20 minutes. So just watch it in your oven. Like I've said, I can't say it enough. Your ovens, oh. But the biggest thing is the bottom of your bread. If you don't check the bottoms, it's gonna be gooey. That's in all bread, right? So let's go put some butter now on these bad boys. Look at this bread. Wow, these are some beautiful babies today. Let me just paint a picture in your head. You've got a neighbor, a friend, a family member, somebody that's like, you know what, I'm coming over for dinner now tonight. Oh no, I might not have enough food. I don't have any bread. I could go to my local grocery store that 99% of the time, it's disgusting. That's bad, but it's true. Or I have 30 minutes and I can whip up and be like, look at me. Boom, bang, I did this. And then everybody's gonna be like, wow, Julie, you're incredible. What an incredible woman you are. And you're like, yeah, I did this. Don't even know why I said Julie. I don't even know if I really know a Julie, but where are my Julies at? Make a comment. Maybe I'll send you a baguette. I mean, I don't know. It probably won't say good, Julie, depending on where you live, but let me show you the inside now, too. You know what's funny? Is this stuff never gets old to me. How could I make this many times and it still, gets me this excited? I don't know, guys. Oh, and you better believe every time, yeah, I'm putting on that much butter. Psst. You're not living if you are not putting the butter on every bite of every piece of bread that goes into your mouth. Look at that. With a big glob of butter. This is a 10.